We're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, which is agentic AI. We can actually start on the first slide I've got, which is a diagram here of a continuum. If you've heard Zapier when you heard my intro, you might be thinking of automation because that's sort of where our wheelhouse was. Traditional automation, you'll see all the way on the left, is built on determinism, which means you're going to set clear and fixed rules. So, for example, when a new lead comes in, then send a text message. It's predictable, it's reliable, but it's not flexible. When we add AI into the mix, so when you look further down the continuum to the right, AI introduces inference. So instead of just following preset rules, all of a sudden it can reason, it can interpret and decide in context. So a contrasting example here is when a new lead comes in, then research the company, analyze their website, and write a personalized message. So there's a key difference, right? Determinism gives us structure, while inference gives us adaptability. Agents, all the way on the right-hand side of this continuum, actually combine both. You still have that when of the trigger, but then the then can now include AI reasoning and decision making and multi-step execution. That marriage of determinism and inference is what makes an agent powerful. And it's the shift from static rules to dynamic action that we'll see on the next slide here. So let's boil it down really, really simply. An agent is just a when-then statement. When something happens, then your agent takes action. The difference is that agents are powered by AI plus the tools that you're using in them. So the when is your trigger, the then is the action, and the tools are the apps that you already use. They're just united. To build something that simple, you actually don't have to be a developer or an engineer or an AI researcher. Tools have made it super simple. The tool you're looking at on the screen here is Zapier Agents. It just uses your own ability to write like a human using natural language, so it makes making an agent really accessible. Essentially, you're going to describe the job you want the agent to handle. You'll connect in with a few buttons, the data and apps, and then it can take action automatically. So to give you a few examples, one might be when someone reacts to a Slack message with like the star emoji, analyze all the Slack context, summarize it, and then log it in a Google Doc. Another example is when a new week begins on a Monday, send me a summary of all the meetings and conversations I have scheduled this week, and then an action plan for tackling all of my hanging to-do list items. Those are not just like prototypes that are ideas. They're not chatbots waiting for us to talk to them. They're agents doing real work in the background so that you can focus on higher value tasks, which is like what humans do best. I'm actually going to show you a super lightweight agent now. Thank you so much on this slide. This is a real use case. This agent, which I got set up in less than 10 minutes because of how easy it is to build these now, tracks performance feedback in my main work environment. So my main work environment where I do my job every day is Slack. Some of you might be email people or Teams people. There are lots of different environments for work, but this one uses Slack. The trigger is when someone reacts to a Slack message containing feedback, in this case, me, when I react to a Slack message that has some type of feedback for me, then the agent retrieves the whole Slack thread so that it has context, right? I think we've all been in a situation where someone buries the feedback five comments deep. It analyzes it against our company's competencies, writes a short evidence-based summary, including a Slack link, adds all that to a Google Doc, and now I have a living log of performance feedback that's always up to date and ready for my next performance review. The magic again is that with agents, you don't have to code anything. You describe what you want, the agent figures out the steps. I built this one and had it running again in less than 10 minutes. Now, to make agentic AI useful, I want to emphasize three things that matter. The first one, I encourage you to start small. Pick one high friction workflow like scheduling or reporting something and let your agent own it. Two, data access. Agents have safety rails, right? They're only going to be able to reach things we give them access to. So your agent is only going to succeed if they can securely reach the systems and information they need. Always check with your legal team. Number three, training. It's not just about having access to agents. Whoever's using them has to know how to rely on them and when to have a human in the loop. So, like at Zapier, for instance, where I work, there's a lot of conversation around when an agent can run autonomously versus when you want to add in a human in the loop step to double check outcomes. That kind of balance and intentionality builds trust. So to close us out, conversational AI that Pilar reviewed showed us how to talk with machines, which is so important. Agentic AI is the next step, letting them act for us. So when you leave here today, here's your encouragement. Here's your next step. Pick one repetitive process in your org. Maybe it's something that eats up your time, or it's really manual, or it's just really annoying, and make that your first candidate for trying to set up an agent to take on that task. There's also a library of templates that you will have available to you in the follow-up here. Check those out. Thank you so much for your time. I can't wait to see the agents that you'll build, share them out, and tag me on LinkedIn if you can.